I think we're rolling. So, we're back, part 2.
Back about,
Where we were
learning
at
not to
was
steal.
the stealing.
Right.
Where you were talking about the jumpers.
Right.
And just a minute ago, when we were off camera, you were saying how not a lot of jumpers.
Right.
It's hard to find good jumpers.
And it's the hours of the job also. They
when they're required to be here.
Right. And you and I are both at a door. We both have a door. So we have to be first, and we have to be there on time because there's 2 other people behind you. The next guy is going to be an hour or so behind you.
So let me clarify for when you say with the door, what people don't understand is
door.
where we load up in the depot where the bread is.
Right.
There's a bunch of docks, and I have to say this because when I first started, the guy who had the route before us, he didn't have a door.
Oh,
so I
wait.
used to come in and I used to have to wait.
Right.
But because when I was first learning, I was coming so early with the 12, 1 o'clock guys,
right.
And I got a door.
He got bumped.
I got bumped into a door, and I got a door. Now I'm first.
Right.
Now the guy has to. The people have to wait for me. And that because I was willing to come early.
It's a privilege only because you're willing to be first.
You're willing to be there to do the job at that time.
And the next guy is going to know that you're going to be there and you're going to be gone when he gets
when he
there.
shows up. You're going to be gone. And
there's a sequence to it.
And it's also just the etiquette of if you're still there and the guy shows up, you shouldn't be.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but we have the smallest dock with the most routes. Did you know that?
I did not know, but I know Naugatuck, where my brother loads up at, is not as big as ours.
But they don't have as many routes either.
They don't, right?
We have the smallest dock with the most routes, including Chicopee and all the rest of them. We are jammed.
Yeah, because we have a lot of guys who drive to the depot, and we also have about 8 trucks parked off to the side.
On one side. One side. Oh, yeah, off the side.
You know what I mean?
Right,
yeah,
right,
waiting,
So people need, there are guys that come in and have to wait. They break their stuff down and get it ready for that moment when the dock door is open so that they can, get in there and get out. And there's times when it snows and not everybody's coming in, so there's limited amount of doors open. Right. So when one guy leaves, if another guy, say you or someone else is there that's ready, hey, can I slip in for 10 minutes? My stuff's all ready. I just got to throw it on the truck and go. Right. We work together to help each other because we have to.
Yeah, and I think I got to do better with days that I don't have a load, where I could just leave my truck off to the side and let someone else use that door, even if it's the Taki guys who come in and they're moving their product. So it would just help out. So they know they come later anyway, but sometimes they have bigger loads. So
and we had the damage on that one side where the tractor trailer smashed out the wall,
crashed it.
So remember, they took that whole Thomas section down at the end for the Entenmann's guys, because they couldn't let them load on that side. So that really crunched us. Remember when they did the floor?
They did the floor.
We had one side.
Oh my!
One side for the whole building, and then we had to wait and do one side for the whole building.
That and when they paved the driveway,
that too,
the parking lot.
That was
a whole other process.
And I had to pay to park my truck somewhere because I wasn't going to take it all the way home.
And that's where I used to come early then because I already knew what it was.
Right.
I was glad I had a door.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, we had the door when we were on our side. When we were on the other side,
the other side, it sucked.
So that's when we had to play the game. We broke our stuff down and had it ready. When a door opened up, it's like, hey, I know you're next, but you didn't do anything with your load. Let me sneak in 10 minutes, I'll be gone. So you gotta hustle. But you gotta be there,
Right.
You can't show up late and expect people to get out of your way, Well, you should have been here,
So when you first started and you learned the old handheld, how long would you say it took you?
I made a lot of mistakes. I wasn't aware of. It wasn't the making the mistakes that was so difficult. It was for me to go back into the handheld and change the ticket. I had a lot of trouble going back in and changing the ticket. So learning it. If I didn't make any mistakes, I was good. But as soon as I ran into something wrong...
So, because back the old handheld, we were able to pause.
Right.
Or what's that? Suspend the ticket.
Right.
So going back in and grabbing it was a problem for you.
Right. Well, it was. I had guys working with me, too, because it was a big route. Some of the guys that Sebi had with him when he was running the route, I kept one of them. So they knew the handheld. So he would be out on the floor packing out the store. I'd have to call him and say, help! And he'd have to come back to the back room and do the ticket for me. Oh, and I have to watch and learn. And the bad thing was, it was especially the Walmart in Hartford, the girl was very tough. And
the receiver?
Yes, the receiver. And if I made a mistake, and I had to wait, she bumped me bad. Bumped me. And
well, how about those mistakes was what pushed you to get better faster?
Get better faster, you know. But then you'd have to wait for another vendor or two to get their stuff done. So you're standing there waiting.
Part of earning your stripes.
I can remember Mark coming into the store to do his thing. And he's a slower person because he goes to the floor, counts what he wants, goes back out to his truck, puts it together, comes back in, does his thing, and goes back out. And I was still there. I was still there.
So was he slower?
No, not that day. But I was still there. I was just shaking my head, and he was like, you know, I was like, yeah, I suck. You know.
But this is early, though.
Yeah. He didn't stop to help me either, though. But then again, I didn't ask. So, but you know. I was like, man, it sucked. But, you know, I did get better. And like you said, suspending tickets was big because then I would do that on the way to Hartford.
Yeah, that was what was so good about the old handheld.
Right.
You could be in the depot. I would get every ticket prepared.
Right.
Everything and line it all up.
I would ride with the thing and punch numbers while I was driving. And
we're not gonna approve you riding.
That's distracted driving. And if the cop ever pulled me over,
so you mean when you were at a stoplight, you would grab your handheld?
Absolutely. That's the ugliest cell phone I've ever seen. We're gonna promote safe driving here. Yeah, right. Well.